Real? Okay, cool. Hey guys, we're back with another video. Today we'll be doing what if Naruto had solo leveling. And hey. The time I'm gonna release this is around Christmas time, so I don't expect to. Yeah, this and the what if Naruto was in high school DHD. I will be actually doing that later. Like not later. I already done. I already doing this. This is right. I am doing this like 3 to 4 days after I made that video. So I decided during those few days I would publish this on on what the fuck on Christmas. I would do it on Christmas, and I also decided to do something. I decided to retcon the first what if Naruto was One Piece, because I had so much other ideas. I wanted to make it because I decided on a thing. Any Naruto what if that I do, where I put him in another universe, is going to be, and I'm telling you, it is going to be a 18 only what if, no matter what it is, because my nigga Naruto deserves the finest bitches, the finest. Bring him the finest. That's all it has to be. Like that's all Naruto deserves. The finest bitches. That's all it has to be. So I can't just make a Naruto what if and just have him have a harem, but not let him get in that plug. So I can't do that to my nigga. I can't do that to my nigga Naruto. So that just can't happen. So you know what I gotta do? You know what I gotta do? Gotta put Naruto on the market, bro. So gotta get some Naruto some pussy. Like, hey, you know the vibes. Comment down what universe you want Naruto going next. I got One Piece. I still doing One Piece actually. Let me show you the thumbnail. Let me show you the thumbnail. You see it, huh? You see it, huh? I doing something else. I'm doing something. Yeah, you see you see it. You see it, right? You see it. I know you're not niggas not blind. Look at that. That's crispy. I don't know what else to tell you, bro. Anyways, let's actually get into the video. I've been here just hyping my nigga Naruto up the whole. What has it? Wow, how long has it been? Like, sorry, you can skip it if you want. Like, how long has it been? Oh, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Oh my god. Okay, so let's just get into the video. So we start this video at Naruto. We see people in a dark alley in one of the dark alleys of Konoha. We see a few men and women grouping around a little boy. The little boy in question has black hair and blue eyes. His black hair was very spiky, but like kind of unnormally spiky. But his blue eyes were the most revealing part about him. His blue eyes glowed in the dark night for no apparent reason, but they just glowed, giving us this eminent of power, but unawakened power. But this child was on the ground, laying down, beat, and had blood on his face. Under his eyes were bruised, and he has scrapes all over his body. But the most sickening thing was that Naruto's left leg was chopped off. It was gone, non-existent. Well, it was existent, but it was somewhere in some dumpster. This is the child of the fourth Hokage, Naruto. Naruto has been disliked from the village from his entire life. There was no exception to it. But on this very day is when the hate grew, or the hate manifested itself. This is the day of the Kyuubi attack, consequently, Naruto's birthday. Naruto is on the ground, nearly dead from all the blood loss, and Kurama is inside Naruto's body. He's telling himself that he'll just wait till he reincarnates. He doesn't really care about this kid or anything to do with him. He doesn't really care. He just knows it's gonna be painful, but he's gonna reincarnate at some point, so it doesn't really matter. Hold up. So, Kurama decides not to help Naruto. But this is where Naruto sees an icon appear in his screen. It says, "Do you want to become a player?" And Naruto... It says, "Do you want to become a player? You will die in 9.8 seconds." Naruto instantly says yes. Then Naruto's vision goes black. But we cut back to the alley though. We see Naruto on the ground, but something's different. All the wounds and the blood that was coming out to Naruto's body started emanating this darkness, especially his leg. And darkness exploded off of Naruto's leg, and when it cleared up, there it was, a perfectly attached leg to Naruto. When this leg appeared, Naruto looked up. Well, meh. Naruto's head looked up to this woman that had a meat cleaver, or a butcher's knife in her hand, which she was the person that cut off Naruto's leg. Naruto looked at her, and then in a moment's notice, her hand was gone. Like her hand was gone, and in Naruto's hand was her hand, where Naruto loosened the grip off of her severed hand and threw it to the floor and grabbed the butcher's knife. Then Naruto disappeared and appeared at the end of the alley. And all of a sudden, blood started coming down on Naruto. We see behind Naruto the heads of the villagers and the people that were beating and torturing Naruto. Heads, their hands, their legs, all sorts of body parts just come flying off, and blood spraying into the air, coming down on Naruto and the ground around the alley. Naruto side glances and disappears back to his house. We then take a time skip a few years after that occurrence. We see Naruto charging through the woods. It's been a while, and Naruto has, unlike Sun Jin-woo, he actually listened to the daily task. So he has never experienced a time where he had to go to the penalty zone because he didn't listen. He sees it as this thing, this entity, saved his life, so he should try to obey it as much as he can. And so no, this is the only care for someone for his life that he's gotten. Even though might just be an entity, it's someone that is currently trying to protect and save him. So he's latching onto that feeling, that urge that thing has, is for him to get stronger and to survive. So Naruto listened to it indefinitely. No, there was no exception to where he wasn't listening to it. If it told him to kill a nigga, he would kill a nigga without hesitation. So Naruto just was charging to the woods, seeing that he had to get food, and during this incident, it was assumed that it was Naruto, but there was no proof leading to it was Naruto except one of his severed legs. But what people guessed was fake because, well, Naruto still had a leg, so it didn't make sense to people because how Naruto has another leg sparing in his other one, that doesn't make sense. So they're like, that's a fake leg, but they can't connect Naruto. Come on, Ocean, just shut up, please. Sorry, my dog is just tripping. I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear it really good, so I believe you can. I'm gonna check on it for a second. Just give me like 1 second. I'll be right back. I promise. Just skip if you don't have the time. Sorry guys, sorry. Ugh. Shut them up. So, like I said, like I was saying. What else that one, bro? Anyways, so Naruto. Naruto's charging through the woods, gathering some food until he comes upon, and he's really far out of the village. So, like, imagine the village gates. Imagine the Uchiha district. Yeah, that's a perfect animation. The Uchiha district, because the Uchiha are still alive right now. The Uchiha clan is still alive. So imagine this a few nicks away uh, from the Uchiha compound. Naruto, that's where Naruto is. So he's past the Uchiha compound, but he's not outside of the village. So Naruto's in the woods collecting herbs, fish, the essentials he needs to survive. And Naruto's decently strong right now, so he hasn't got any like missions to do anything yet. But it's gearing up to be that point, because even the system knows that Naruto's kind of a little young to be doing certain things, but it's soon gonna ignore the fact, because it's gonna realize Naruto is just being this type of drive to live, this unending will. Although Naruto doesn't have it. Like, okay, so let me explain something. So, Jesus Christ, just shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. I might have to edit that out, because you might not even be able to hear it, but it's annoying as shit. Anyways, so Naruto's personality. Let's talk about it. Naruto is, I don't want to say he's suicidal, but he's suicidal. Like, he doesn't really care if he lives or dies, but there's this hope, this drive in him to prove everyone wrong. And this is the original Naruto's original personality, his original traits coming out of his new personality. It's like, I need to live. I need to show everyone that I'm strong, that I can be the Hokage, and all of that will and drive. That is pushing on Naruto to keep living. But other than that, there's really nothing. His heart is just basically an empty void with this one spark in it. And that's the best way to explain how Naruto is, his qualms on being alive, and it's to the point where he actually asks the Hokage if he should be alive. And this is before he got his leg chopped the fuck off. But this is before this, and this is where Naruto's his current personality was starting to show, where it was like, should I survive? And he asked the third Hokage, should he survive? And the third Hokage just had this fake tone to him. It's like Naruto knew it was fake, but there was no proof that it was. But he told him that he has everything to live for, which is a lie. Since the day since Naruto was born, his life was hell. It was literally on the day of his birth, his parents died, and right after that, he was put in an orphanage where he was abused, and the only reason the Hokage took him out of it was because he was the least Jinchuriki, and if he got a little too mad, there would let's say the leaf would have a shortage of orphans to go around, bro. Like, and I'm gonna say they didn't get adopted. Oh my god. They didn't get adopted, bro. There could be a lot of less orphans, but nobody adopted them. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not going into all of that, but that's what I'm saying. But even the Hokage knew, if Naruto blew a fuse just the one more time, if Naruto blew his fuse one more time, if they turned on the gas and light that lighter, it wasn't lighting before, but now it's gonna be a whole flame. That's all I'm gonna say, you know. So the Hokage took him out of the orphanage, and like I was saying, it came all to the point where he had to ask the Hokage, does he has anything to live for? And he is being kind of unaware that he has two people that love him unconditionally, which is Ayame, the Ayame and Taiuchi and Taiuchi, which is Naruto's, which is the ramen guy and the ramen guy's daughter. That's their names. They are the things that he has to live for, the people that he must protect. But he doesn't see it as that. He see it as that he's just another customer to them, which is kind of wrong also because no one else served him in the village. So why the would he think that? But it's convenient plot. Okay, I need this for the black story. Don't question Naruto's thought process. Don't question it. It's not gonna end well for you. So Naruto does all of this, and he's low key that nigga. So like I was saying, he was in the forest, and he was in the forest. Anyways, I need to do something. Anyways, so Naruto's go charging to the woods until he finds an abandoned Japanese-styled mansion. The mansion is considerably beaten up, like thoroughly beaten up. Some of the wood is rotten, and some of the stones are black. Some of the wood has mold on it, but other than that, it's standing upright. And the trees, obviously, the trees around it has withered away. Think of the butterfly mansion in Demon Slayer, but more beaten up and like 3 times that size. I don't know if you ever seen the butterfly mansion, but it's 3 to 4 times the size of that. So that is pretty big. It's huge. So Naruto sees it, and he goes in to check on it because he knows that his landlord really doesn't like him, and he's overpricing him. So let me break it down Naruto's living situation. Oh my god, I need to break down so many things to get this basis of this fucking story. So Naruto's let's start with Naruto's house because well, I'm that type of nigga. So Naruto's house is like his normal house in canon, and Sasuke. I need to point out Sasuke's house a little bit. Sasuke is the same house, not maybe even better when the Jack line gets like taken out, but like and that didn't happen yet. We ain't ready for all of that yet. So Naruto's house has the same thing, but it costs way more than it normally would. So Naruto gets an allowance each month, and that allowance also comes from Naruto's parents. So the Hokage is not using up his own money; he's using their money, and he's also using their money to fund some of the villagers' things that they don't really have a business doing. They like, why is the Hokage just going into Naruto's funds like that? But I digress. That'll come out later. Naruto's gonna murk. Naruto's gonna. I'm sorry. Naruto's gonna murk the Hokage. I didn't say anything. I was just having. I just had a good cough, bro. Oof. You know, Corona. I didn't have Corona, but some sickness going around too. So I don't know. So Naruto got this up in amount of money, but it takes up his whole allowance to pay for it. But what he does is there's this 3-day line between when he has to pay. So he could pay one. There's a month gap in where he has to pay. So even when he gets the money, he doesn't have to instantly give it to him, and the landlord knows this. Like he knows that Naruto's not finessable like that. Was able to finesse him with the money, but he wasn't able to finesse him with the due date because he never gave the set amount of the money that Naruto has to pay, which is obviously is only the half of his allowance, but he takes the entire of it. But even he knows. And sometimes when he just show up early for the money on early for the money, Naruto just closes the door on him. Like, he does it often. It's not something that happens here and there. He does it every time he comes early, and he always reminds him it has a month gap, and then if he wants to take this to court, we can. And you might think, well, the court wouldn't be on Naruto's side. They wouldn't, right? Well, yes, they wouldn't normally, but they still have a law to uphold. And if any gaps are given, well, that in terms for the whole village, that the whole gaps are there. So if they make a gap for Naruto, right? If they make a gap where Naruto has to pay on spot, right? Then other employers are gonna do the exact same thing. So they know that if they do that, they're not just fucking up Naruto, they're fucking up the whole economy. So they just can't do shit like that. So even if it would, and the landlord knows this too, he has tried it before, and the people told him, we would like to fuck over Naruto, we really would, but they also gave him the reason that can't happen. And he was really angry, and Naruto also figured out this on his own. That just shows the powers, how smart Naruto is in this canon. He's outsmarting like people that 3 to 4 times his age, and he's only the age of 6. I should tell you something. Naruto's the age of 6 and fucking people shit. You can't mess with this Naruto. I'm just telling you this. Let's get back into the story though. So Naruto goes into the mansion, and he starts looking around. He obviously saw that this place was pretty vacant, and like no one lives here anymore. He probably thought that people went into bankruptcy, and since the house was so far from the village, no one ended up buying it. Although it was a great mansion, and it was probably hold on, guys. So, what did he say right there? Well, I ain't got the key, sorry. Alright, sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Oof, I've been missing. So Naruto goes into the house. Naruto does the things that need to be fixed, what he needs to buy, and Naruto's on a list. He goes home, puts it on a list, and he already has picked up how to use the henge for the henge jutsu, because it's one of the things on his daily task to get down basic ninjutsu. So this is in preparation for him to do the exam. Although Naruto's not going to go to the academy. I'll explain why he's not going to go to the academy in just a bit. But that's the reason. So Naruto learns the henge. No, what? Scrap it. I'm not going to make Naruto learn the henge. This is where I'm going to bring this in. Okay. So Naruto learns down things, but he now realizes that there's no way for him to get it. Naruto it's on his daily quest. It's still gonna be on his daily quest, but it's not preferred yet. It's gonna happen around when he's around 10. So for the exam, so I'm not gonna give it one till he's 6. Naruto right now is 6 years old. So Naruto goes into the house. He goes into the house every day, and he decides he's just gonna change the wood and find some spare nails just laying around, or just take it or steal it from construction sites, because he really doesn't care about people. His ideology is, if you don't care about me, I won't care about you, and my only thing I have to do is survive. So if you have to die for me to benefit, it doesn't really matter to me. I know it's a fucked up way of thinking, but you have to remember the circumstances that Naruto has been in right now. No one cares about him, not even the Hokage, and no one cares for him. He barely has anyone to call a friend or a family. So to him, the whole world hates him. But he doesn't hate it right back. Matter of fact, he doesn't care. He's like, put all that hate on me, it ain't gonna bother me, it ain't gonna touch me, and it ain't gonna do shit. So I don't care. I don't care. Like, that's the thing. With Gara, he says, if the world's gonna hate me, I'm gonna hate you right back. And with Killer B, if you gonna hate me, I'm gonna repent. I'm gonna just give you more. I'm just gonna act like it doesn't exist. But with Naruto, he knows it's there. He feels the rage that he should feel towards the world, but he doesn't care. He's like, it's not, in the end of the day, it's not like any villager can touch him. Not like anybody can kill him right now. Any villager can kill him, because he only knows about the villagers here. He doesn't know about a ninja that hate him or anything of the sorts. He just only knows that preferably the village hate him. He's kind of getting on the side where the Hokage hates him, but he hasn't got on that side right yet, just yet. But that's how his life is right now. He says, if you're gonna hate me, I don't care, because in the grand scheme of things, you don't matter to me. I'm on the top and you're on the bottom. That's just pure simple. And that's how his mindset is. It's a fucked up way of thinking. Again, it's a fucked up way of thinking, but you have to remember, circumstances of living changes your whole entire ideology towards things. So Naruto does this, and Naruto's going around construction sites, stealing whatever he can, and since he's way faster than any village could ever be, they kind of don't see him every time. There's times where people do see glimpses of him, but they can't prove that he was there. So, and during his stealing, he caught up an ability called Snatch, and where he allows him to snatch objects from people or places without touching them. It's not like Dominator's touch, because Dominator's touch is different. It's not stealing, because the person is aware of it moving, but with Snatch, the person is not aware that it's moving, and it can't take everything. It needs to take a specific small thing, or it can't work. Okay, so it's not Dominator's touch. It is, if you read Solo Leveling, it's not Dominator's touch. Okay, I just want to make this completely clear. It's not Dominator's touch. So he uses Snatch on a very regular basis, but he knows he just can't take wood and inhales, and he does take utensils and stuff like that, but he doesn't do it to all one person, because that's a little too noticeable. If you do it to all in one person, it's a little too noticeable. I'm gonna move to my bedroom, bro. There's just too much fucking distractions around me. Oh my god. Just gonna move to my bedroom. So I'm gonna have to pause it here so we can go to my bedroom. So. Okay, so sorry for all of that. Oh my god. Anyways, I don't care. I'm sorry. So Naruto does all of this, and we switch to the perspective of Nara Shikamaru. Nara Shikamaru is the clan, the heir to the heir to the Nara clan, the clan that is renowned for the use of shadows and the use of and their tactical mind. But Shikamaru is a special case. Shikamaru is special in the way that the clan has either or. You have a tactical mind and not so good with shadow manipulation, where you have a good mind and where you have a good mind. Wait, hold up. Sorry, hold up. So if there's some people that don't have a good don't have a good tactical sense, but they do have a stronghold on their shadow. Then there's others with a good tactical strength, with a good tactical strength, with a good tactical strength that don't have good use of their shadows. So Shikamaru is a special case where he has a perfect tactical mind and also has a good use of his shadows. So now Shikamaru saw Naruto moving across the village when they were kids. Well, they still are kids. They're still 6. But he's seen Naruto on many occasions. It's like he was always drawn to his presence. Like he always knew he was there, but no one else noticed him. It's like he had this bond, this connection to Naruto in some way, and he didn't understand it. And he didn't understand it because he's never talked to Naruto before, but he just feels this deep bond to him. So one day he decided to follow Naruto. He lost Naruto a couple of times, but he eventually found him back, and Naruto went into the woods back to his house. Well, his house that he's recreating, and he has now officially replaced all the wood. Now he just needs to replace, because the walls are kind of perfectly intact, which Naruto was surprised by, but didn't really care. But it's the pipes and the rest of the thing that has just rusted and just basically gotten destroyed. So he's working on that. So Shikamaru goes and follows Naruto, and he opens the door. He goes and what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I'm sorry. He goes in, and Naruto, as he entered the house, noticed him, and Naruto doesn't really talk. So this is the animation choice where I'm gonna describe how Naruto's looks in base. So have you ever watched that show where the girl basically has is not a good socializer. She has anxiety to the max. But every time we see her normally, she doesn't have her mouth drawn. But when she does, when she is focused on, she's beautiful, gorgeous. So have you watched that show? Because it's pretty new, but have you watched that show? So now think of that, and that's how Naruto's basically drawn that all the time. He's drawn sometimes where his mouth is not even visible. When he is focused on, that man is looking gorgeous. I mean, tremendous. He's a snack. He's a whole snack. I'm not gonna lie, bro. If I was in that universe, I'm not on that homo. I'm no homo shit. I would let Naruto smash. I'm just saying. I'll let Naruto smash. I would just have to be a girl though, but sexy jutsu is a thing. Sexy jutsu is a thing. So you know what? No homo, but I'll be saying no less. I'm not saying anything after that. I might put myself in more jeopardy. Anyways, so Naruto just looked at Shikamaru like how I described to you. He's not drawn with him out basically. So he just looks at Shikamaru and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing here, bro?" He has that looking like, "Nigga, what the fuck are you doing here?" And Shikamaru is saying hi. He's introducing himself basically, and he said I followed you here. I don't really have a reason, but I just followed you. And Naruto was that was honest. He didn't say it out loud because he doesn't really talk to people, But he's like, he nods his head and just goes back to fixing a piece of plywood on the floor that is just got loose. And Naruto and Shikamaru asked if he could help. And at hearing this, Naruto like jumped up and got right into Shikamaru's face, and he has a list in his hand, and he gives him a stack of money. This is obviously the money that he made from the system, and he gives it to Shikamaru and says, and he points to the list, and Shikamaru looks at it and says, "You want me to buy these?" And Naruto like nods his head again, and Shikamaru smiles and says, "Of course I will," and he runs off to the shops, because the shops are also listed down on the paper. So a few hours later, Shikamaru comes back, and if you're asking, why did they let a little kid with all this money just buy everything, it's because Shikamaru's a clan head, and clan heads are basically able to get away with anything they really want to, because it's like a noble status in the Naruto world. Like, clan heads are like highly praised, and clan members are praised like highly too, but it's mostly the clan heads. The clan heads kids are the clan heads themselves. Like literally get away with murder. If they really wanted to, they could get away with murder. It's not that hard. So yeah. But in the meantime, when Shikamaru is doing that, Naruto gets a request. It says dungeon activated, or dungeon key assigned. Naruto looks at this and taps on the screen and accepts the key, but the key falls into his hand. He takes it in his pocket for later until Shikamaru comes back and he leaves so he can go to this dungeon, whatever. So Shikamaru comes back and Naruto like kind of bows his head and thanks him, but he doesn't say. He just like bows his head, and Shikamaru gets desperate and he says there's no need for that, and where he talks to Naruto, and every so often, and if he answers a question, which is a yes or no question, Naruto will nod his head or shake his head for no or yes, because he doesn't really talk. So Shikamaru caught on to this pretty easily. He doesn't want to pry into Naruto's business, so he doesn't ask why he does it. He just adapts to it, which he found weird, because a normal person wouldn't adapt to a personality like Naruto so easily. It would honestly take a few days for a person to get that type of like understanding, but for him it was almost instantaneous. But he doesn't question it and goes back to kind of making sure Naruto doesn't do anything stupid, or he doesn't do anything that would hurt him, because admit it or not, Shikamaru was kind of like a worried for Naruto. Like, he's only known Naruto for a few hours at most, and is really worrying for him, and just overall kind of being a brother. But Naruto doesn't see it like that, so whatever. So Shikamaru ends up leaving because he says it's late, and Naruto nods his head and thanks him again by bowing his head. And as Shikamaru left, Naruto went outside and took the key out of his pocket and opened the key and put the key in the sky, and a portal opened up and the key faded away, and Naruto went into the portal. Now we see Naruto in a desert where he's just alone, but the giant centipedes come out of the ground and heading towards Naruto. Naruto doesn't understand why they're heading towards him, but he doesn't question it, and he goes into his inventory and pulled out 2 daggers. These are normal daggers, these are normal weapons. Because unlike Sanjin, he took time to learn how the system works, and the system gave him time to do so, because the system knows Naruto is a kid, he's a child. So he's not gonna get it instantaneously or by a snap of a finger like a normal adult would, so it gave him time to adapt slowly, unlike Shinjin Ryu, where he just got it when he was like 19, and he had to deal with it from then on. But with Naruto, he got it when he was around 5, and after 2 years, he got the hang of it. But he didn't get any special weapons yet, or any of the sort of those type of weapons yet. But Naruto jumps towards the caterpillar and clashes one of the daggers on its face, on its forehead, and Naruto used the other one to stab it in its forehead, and then pull himself up on the top on the caterpillar's neck, and started repeatedly stabbing on it hit until it hit flesh. And in the process, Naruto's dagger got chipped, but that doesn't really matter right now. Then another caterpillar came up, and he did the same thing over and over again until it was finished, and it says dungeon completed, space conquered. So let me explain what is happening. So this is a different system with different controls. I just wanted to get it out of the way so I don't have to explain it over and over again and why this is happening, how he gets certain things. So how this new system works is where when Naruto goes into a dungeon, he instantaneously conquers that dungeon. So everything in that dungeon before belongs to him, whether that be a city, a castle, or armor that the beast dropped off. Naruto owns it, and it becomes his hell. It becomes his. So Naruto's more like a conqueror than a monarch. He's more of a conqueror than a monarch. Then you understand, like, Naruto is a conqueror at heart, but he's a monarch in title. So Naruto instantly conquered this. So when Naruto gets out of the gate, Naruto gets out of the gate, then Naruto appears back home. Caterpillar bodies appear into his inventory, and Naruto releases them all, and five giant caterpillars appear on the space on the outside of Naruto's house, or Naruto's mansion house, whatever. And I'm gonna end this video. I swear to God, I'm gonna end this video. There's so much fucking annoying. Hold up, guys. Hold up. Ocean, come on. Come on, please. Don't. I dare you. Nigga. I dare you. Nigga, I dare you. Stop it. Bro, fuck this, bro. I'm gonna end this fucking video. Anyway. Naruto ends up cooking the caterpillars, and well, he slices them up, and he takes off the shells off the caterpillar, because there's an outer shell of the caterpillar. He takes it off, and under the caterpillar there's a bunch of meat and organs under the caterpillar shells, and he says he can use the caterpillar shells or something, and he takes them in a pile and put them in a bag. And Naruto does this, and he slices up the caterpillar into pieces and places all the chunks in bags, like plastic bags, and seals them up, and packing them up to carry to his house to put it in the freezer. This all is for him to have meat, for him to cook, and just not rely on robbing to survive. This was Naruto's first dungeon, the first of many dungeons that he's about to face. And what will happen in Naruto's next journey? What will happen in Naruto's next gate? Will Naruto able to survive it? Will it be the job? Will it be the job gate? Or will it be some other gate? Or will it be? Who knows? But Naruto Well, we already know he's cold. He's murked a few people just because. I don't see why this should be any different. But this is it for the video, and I hope you all weren't annoyed as I was from this fucking dog. I swear to God, if you do the bark one more fucking time, I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna beat your ass. Okay, I won't do that, but like, I really want to. But I digress. I hope you have a good day, and also, yeah, Merry Christmas. I haven't said it yet, but Merry Christmas to you and to all. Because I will not be recording on videos, bro. You know the vibes. You know we stay Gucci. I'm sorry if this like was so interrupted, because it was interrupted. I'm actually pretty angry at that. Like, ugh. Anyways, but see you guys. Have a good day. Love you all. And stay Gucci. Stay horny. Stay degenerate. It gets reviews, but stay degenerate like I want you to be. Like you all should be. Embrace yourselves. Like if you're degenerate, shut up. I'm sorry, but like, if you're degenerate, own that you're degenerate. Don't let society change you. Own that you're degenerate. No matter of fact, put degenerate in the comments. I'ma join you. I'm a degenerate too. Anyways, see you guys. Have a good day. Peace out.